Hello and welcome to the Gags Tandon show. The champions of England, and since winning the league, have lost and drawn. Not quite how I would want us to be champions, but that's the way it is today. We had a great chance to really put the foot on the throat of Arsenal, but we seem to have let them off the hook, should I say. It's been an interesting game. I thought the first half was fantastic from us, Jack, and then the second half was not so fantastic. How are you feeling post-match?
Bit of a damn squid the second half, Bud, wasn't it? I think over his Reds. Obviously, we'll speak about the main topic that everyone's probably already I've only just quickly flicked on, obviously, before we come on air. Then and Twitter is and social media is quite right. Obviously, the big debate is the Trent, but Trent, we'll get to it anyway. But in terms of the first half, it was a phenomenal first half, but second half was, I think, impacted by the atmosphere within the ground and very much the tension, which was understandable. But yeah, fair play to Arsenal, come back into the second half. But yeah, we've won the league, Gags, isn't it? 20 times this season. So there we go.
Yeah, the songs were great. The atmosphere first off was insane, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
the songs, everything. Obviously, the goals were helping. It seemed like if we kept going forward there, we would have really hammered them. You know, it would have really been a big win. And it's a shame that we took the foot off the pedal. I think the main talking point we might as well get there is more really the one mistake that Slot's made in this game is bringing Trent on. Don't think should not have brought that on. What that's done is really you can't police how people are going to feel, for one. And in the press conference, it sounded like he knew that. He kind of made a comment that, you know, I can't tell people how to feel. So if you can't tell people how to feel, we can't really police them when they come on. And, you know, personally, I you know, you can feel what you want, but once they're wearing the red and they're on that pitch, I wouldn't boo, you know. It's just it's a mad thing. But that's me though. You got your own. If you paid a ticket, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So it's your choice. I wouldn't have done it, but I guess I understand why others would, and that kills the vibe. And you know what? Ale has said it straight up here. Trent killed the vibe. And Slot's got to learn that lesson that when you put it in the hands of the people, it's going to be 50-50. Right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like there were people that wanted to clap him, and there were people that were really wanted to boo him heavily, and they did. And I think that really brought the team down as well. And that there's a cause and effect of everything. And I guess fans aren't going to think of it like that. I know for a fact when I'm at Anfield, I don't think. I am just in the passion. And if you're at the game, the passion takes over and you're going to do what your first reaction is.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, majority or at least half of them wanted to boo in the time when he came on. And I think that's I honestly do not think he should be I don't think he should be in the squad for the last two games. I honestly don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's going to Dubai now because I've got a feeling this is his leaving due in Dubai. And I actually feel like once the leaving due's done, shouldn't be involved.
Yeah, and even you've got the parade to think about as well, but then is he going to be?
He'll be there.
He'll be there as well.
In the parade's different. It's not when the player's coming on the pitch, it becomes his soul, and he's going to be touching the ball. Every time he's touching the ball, there's some clapping, some very loud boos, not some, a lot of boos, thousands of boos. So therefore, you're opening it up to people, and people are going to decide what they want to do. You can't stop anyone, and you can't expect it to be one way or the other. So it's going to be half, right? Or whatever. I don't know, half. It's whatever percentage it was. It's going to be that. Now, on a parade, everyone's just going to be really happy to be there with the Premier League trophy. Now, every time he picks it up, they might boo him, but I don't think that's going to be for very long, you know. And he probably will mind his own business and sit in the back or sit in the middle of everybody else. And I think the other players will probably have more of an opportunity at that point to stand with him and point at him and like G the crowd up. In a game, you're all far apart. It's a big pitch. The players aren't going to support you. The other players aren't going to come and put an arm around you and say to the fans, you know, cheer him. They can't do that on a pitch. There's no time for that stuff. But on a parade, there will be. So, you know, and when the players do that we love, you'll see that the reaction's different. But on a pitch, you're on your own, man.
Yeah, it's been created by the club and Trent as well, and everyone. As you said, Gags at the top of the show, and as we're not in a world of just policing people's opinions. None of us, certainly on Anfield Index. Everyone's entitled to think what they think as well. From me personally as well, I'm disappointed with the whole handling of the whole. I think every Liverpool fan is in regards to this situation. That it got messy this afternoon, and chat's already alluding to quite rightly as well. It did affect, as you said, guys. It affected the atmosphere. The second half was appalling. Really, it helped. It didn't help really in regards to that, but I'd concur with him personally, as you said, Gags. You wouldn't have played him in the start 11 or had him in the squad. I personally would have just kept him out of the squad until now at the end of the season. Had him round in the parade, wished him well, and got obviously the frame that it will be. Because let's not forget, we've still got the parade, like the title celebrations as well, and obviously he's going to be getting, probably you'd expect, because he's been here for 20 years. Obviously, Naby and Adigi, they all got their, like the frames, the celebrations of how much. But it's difficult. But I think from everyone, even outside of Liverpool, should understand as well the disappointing fact that because we love this lad, and every Liverpool fan does. We love this lad. I think a lot of Liverpool fans out there envisioned him being the next Steven Gerrard, staying at the football club, but it wasn't to be. He's going on in terms of his objectives, going to Madrid. But let's not forget, for me personally, like all of us, let's just remember what he's done for this football club. I get people are going to be disappointed, and people are entitled to boo, jeer, clap, celebrate. Anyone can do what they want. It's a free world as well. But I think it's disappointing to see him leaving. But we wish him. I personally, I'm not really too bothered, Gags. You've done plenty of shows already this season. What I want to focus, what you and what every Liverpool fan wants to do, is focus on the great moments that Trent's had. But let's not forget the overall achievements. Let not that sour what has been a phenomenal year in the Premier League as well, because we've been tremendous.
Agreed. And you know what? Griff told me, stop putting everyone's comments up. We want super chats. So if you want to put something in and you want us to talk about it, send us a super chat, folks, please. Thank you. We appreciate it. But no, I agree with the things you said. And some of the people in the chat are saying, it's not fair that the cop was singing songs, to get at Trent. I actually think rather than boo, singing Steven Gerrard at him, singing Conor Bradley's song, that's actually a better way of doing it. That's a way more effective way. I think it's just a way of saying we love the people that are going to, have been this way with us. Yeah. And we love Bradley because he's going to be still here with us. And it's like, it's kind of an FU, but I'd rather it be in a banterous, and, it's kind of a banterous way of doing it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Booing is toxic. Whereas the other way, you're kind of just sending a message, and sending a message is nicer. I always find that it's just a way of saying, look, you've done what you've done, but we love these players and we love them for this. And, the Gerrard song, great. Yeah. Yes, EJB, you get the assist. But like I said, send us the super chat, folks. Grizz is talking well now. I've just been putting everyone's chats on the whole time. And he's like, well, that's not going to help you, Gags. But yeah, EJB did put that on there, that it was, an FU to Trent. Then thinking, I definitely agree with him on that. It's just a better way of doing it, in my opinion. The boos was, I think boos affect all the other players it kind of affects the team. And I think fans won't think about it that way. We just can't expect them to. They're going to think the passion,
emotion, passion, as you said. Like we're Liverpool fans, that's the city, and every Liverpool fan around the world. We are a very passionate fan base as well. But and the large majority of Liverpool, we back every single player. But the fact that way it's untangled itself, it's got messy come what the end of the season. He's come out and said his piece, Trent. But as we said, and it was quite telling as well. Like, obviously, as you said, the Gerrard, and as I said on the watch long as well this afternoon, it was very telling, and it was very direct to Trent. If he didn't know how Liverpool fans, the 60-odd thousand in the ground felt, and how a certain percentage of Liverpool's fan base, but I'd say arguably a higher percentage really of Liverpool's fan base were disappointed. But as you said, the homage to very much Conor Bradley, we appreciate the players that want to stay at the football club, and it isn't, whatever it will be. But yeah, it did sour what was a difficult second half. But what it won't do is very much take away from what has been a phenomenal season and another week of celebration, Gags and Reds. Because what we should be doing as a fan base is, yes, we were disappointed with the draw, but what we should be after today's game, just forget about Trent. Whatever happens in the next couple of weeks. Just leave them be, because what we should do, all of us, is crack on and celebrate. It should be a celebration of what this team has achieved. And it's not the football club has always been about the badge on the front, not the name on the back, regardless of any footballer coming to Liverpool. The club is bigger than any individual player of this football club, and will continue to be so. We create our superstars, but of course, Trent appreciates what we've done for him as a football club. But yeah, it is what it is. But we crack on and we go into next season and build off the great quality that we've shown already this season.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the end of the day, we are, we're bigger than any one player, and we'll prove that to him, and we've proved that to everybody in the past as well. And sometimes we take time to get over players leaving, 2014, 13, 14 after Suarez and everyone left, or Suarez left, and then, we had to build around Coutinho. It took a while, but Klopp came in and turned it around. Firmino, Coutinho, started to build a really nice team around that forward line in the end, and in the end, we did get Virgin and Alisson in. It took time to rebuild, but it's brilliant. It was brilliant, and it has been brilliant. So people go, people come, people go. It's just the way the world works, It's like there's a time ticking on everyone at the end of the day, and we've just got to move on and get over it. I think, unfortunately, though, this is football, and you allow fans to dictate, then they will dictate. And Slot made a big mistake. Having him on the bench was fine. Nobody could do anything about that, and nobody would boo him while he's on the bench. But
do you anticipate him to be in the start on the bench for the next couple of weeks, Gags?
I really hope not. I hope Slot is normally smart, and Slot could. I mean, to be honest, does it really matter? We won the league, and we do want to get more points. I would like to win and get to 89 if we can. I think we're on. Is it 83 now?
Okay.
With the draw, is it 83 now rather than 82?
Yeah, sure. 83 now. Yeah.
So we can only get to 89. So we've lost the chance to get to 90 points as well, which is a shame. But at the end of the day, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know whether he's going to stick by his guns and keep him in. I think it would be silly to. I would. I really do hope he learns from it, and he,
It's quite rare though, when it goes.
And I hope Gomez is back. To be honest, for the last two, I really do.
Yeah, it's quite a rare occurrence, really, at Liverpool, that like your own team, like your own players get booed. It's proper Chelsea or like Man City mentality, really. But I suppose, as we said, it's everyone's entitled to do what they do as well. Paying customers going to ground as well, but it's quite a rare occurrence.
But you know what? At the end of the day, the people. Some of us will be like, "Oh, good luck to you. Off you go. I don't want to think about you once you're gone." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then others will be like, "You strung us along for 4 years, and you only signed a 4-year contract when you were 22 years old because you knew that you were going to go at 26 in your peak, so you could get a big money deal." Whereas everybody else who signed at that same time period, Robbo, everyone, 5 years, 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, he's the only one who got a 4-year. Why did he do that? Because he must have been thinking about this early on.
Yeah.
A lot of people were coming out and saying, shame on Hughes and shame on Edwards for not getting these contracts done. I hope all of you are apologizing to Hughes and Edwards right now, because everybody, a majority of this chat as well, were going on him. You don't have the power. You just don't have the power as an organization sometimes to do it. And if you're all saying, well, they should have sold him, Trent might have strung them along too and said, I'll sign next year. I'll sign once I know who the new manager is. I'll sign when this. I'll sign when that. And at that point, you want to keep your homegrown player. You want to keep your scouser in the team. So, you know what? A lot of humble pie there for fans who went because they got the other two done. And I actually did think the other two were always staying, but they were protecting Trent too.
Yeah.
By holding off, or the club or whatever. It all ended up being this way. But look, they got the players that we wanted. He was never going to sign, it seems. Yeah. And so if people are going to be upset, that's the thing to be upset about, that they got. And I think that is what they're upset about. Yeah. If he had come out and said 2 years, I'm gonna go on a free, he would have left because we would have booed him out. They would have booed him out from 2 years ago, and he would have to be sold. Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah,
he clung on.
Mm.
And one more thing before you speak. Sorry.
Okay.
If he had said at the start of the season what fans are saying, they want to say, oh, you should have said it in December, you should have said it in August. This toxicity, I can't say the word, it would have been this toxic all year.
Yeah.
And we would not have won that title.
Yeah.
Because the dressing room would have got toxic, the fans would have got toxic in the stadium. All of it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, we got a title out of it.
Yeah. So,
like let's just call a spade a spade. It had to be handled by management and by the players in this way so that the harmony at the club remained. That is what wins you titles, harmony. Now, whatever is happening, he's owned it, and he's gonna have to live with that decision, bud. He's gonna have to.
Yeah.
And this is the decision. This is the reaction from the fans. Like I said, me and you don't have to behave how we want to behave, how we're going to behave, but everyone's got the entitled to behave how they want to behave on this one. If they feel like he stabbed them in the back, you can see why.
Yeah, and is it like Neville's comments on commentary this afternoon as well? Like for a lad that's obviously won numerous Premier Leagues as well at United, for even he was taken aback, and like certain pundits as well over the last couple of weeks as well. It's like, oh, surprise! It's like, come on, lads and ladies as well. When you analyse it, he's no a local lad. He's going to get this reaction as well. But it's a great point you've raised there, but and that's been one aspect, the biggest aspect really about the harmony you're alluded to, because I think that just goes to show how much great management it has been from the people running a club and honest loss, like in any business. But that's a crucial point to everyone's point as well. And
they would have known.
They would have known. Yeah,
they would, because look, any decision FSG make, the crowd holds the club accountable, like anyone. Whether it's ticket prices going up, they turn their backs in the stadium.
Yeah,
you know, they whatever they move, they walk out, or they do whatever. In the last time the fans did it, right? So the club knows this fan base isn't afraid and isn't going to kiss your ass. It's going to tell you what it feels.
Yeah.
So to be honest, if you ask me, I'm taking this title. I want this title. I wanted it. I was desperate for it. So I will be very, very happy. I'm very happy in how this all turned out. I am very happy that Trent did not tell us. If that is what kept the peace in the squad, and nobody knew apart from the two big ones, and they were able to be professional enough to do their jobs and win it for us in terms of Mo and Verge, and keep everyone as a glue together, then I think we handled it in the most perfect way possible. Now he's got to live with it. Now that we've won it, the biggest shame, Jack, is that I don't even think he's going to be able to celebrate the last game.
It's
at the end of this, the trophy lift is going to be a nightmare for him.
Yeah, every time he's going to be picking up that trophy, he's going to be getting booed and jeered. But the whole situation, as we've just said there,
I have my protection, but we'll see.
Yeah, it will be interesting, mate. It's mad. It's a very rare occurrence that it does happen, but as we've seen in the past with certain McManaman and Owen and certain individual players that have left Liverpool. But yeah, he made his bed and he'll lie in it, but he'll be going home tonight. He'll be disappointed, but at the end of the day, he knew this decision, as we said, it was coming a long way. But it's going to be very strange. It's very unlike Liverpool, but as we know, we are one of the biggest, most passionate football fans. One of your local lads leaving to looks like Real Madrid next season, but it is what it is. And it'd be interesting to see what Arne Slot's comments will be after the game. And apologies there, chat. Robbo's getting interviewed, but I think every paper, every media outlet, it's all going to be about Trent. It's all about going to be interesting because you're looking at Ibu as well next season. I'm looking at that Ibu contract as well now, Gags. And just I'm open.
This is the problem. We've got no leeway in it. When you let the contracts go down, we should now try to start to have extra years. Like we get an add-on if we want to trigger it.
Yeah.
Just so that they have to go. They have to be sold. They don't get it. They have to live another year. When you've got 1 year left, there's an automatic year or something. I don't know. Some people do have those built in. But we can't let them have, they've got to say, we just can't let them roll their contracts down like this. And at the end of the day, it's just a big shame for him. now because I've got a feeling Virg will come out and say something before the last game of the season to like say, hey, we need a party atmosphere. Doesn't matter who's leaving, who's staying. Done a lot for the season. I've got a feeling Virg is going to try and just bring the fans together for the last game of the season and say, hold off on it, please. You've made your point. You made it clear what you feel. We want to celebrate now. And I've got a feeling he'll do it because otherwise that's going to be a big wake-up call for all of them. Ebu, everyone as well. If you want to go now, man. Go as a champion. Go as as loved.
Go loved, but you're not going to be taking the club for the ride. Any of these players, whether that be Ebu or anyone potentially coming to the conclusion of their contracts, because we'll back every single individual player, especially if you run through a brick wall for Liverpool. But we're no mugs Liverpool fans around the globe. We love this football club. So
I know a lot of people are saying that this is petty. I know Real Talk saying it in the chat as well. It's petty. Liverpool fans boo him. But and you know what? There was part of me that would have agreed with you. But actually, we're holding players accountable. Real Talk. And if you're going to do this to Liverpool and leave, and you got a choice, but there's got to be a way of doing it. If you're going to leave for free, especially like an Ebu, who's in his prime as well. If he wants to leave for free, he needs to know this is what's going to happen. You're going to ruin your legacy. Your legacy gets ruined. Half of the fan base is just not going to treat you as a legend again because they feel like you stabbed him in the back. So if that's what you want to do, and if it's mercenary time, then you're going to be treated like one at the end of the day, unfortunately, right? That's just the way it goes. This is a emotional game now, and fans are going to speak and have their say. So at the end of the day, maybe it's a good thing because players should know. Do you want to keep what you earned? Or do you want to flush it down the toilet? And if that's a way of them making a better decision earlier to help the club and get sold so we get some money for these and we don't see these freebies when they're in their prime, a Firmino and Mane, understandable. They did their time. They were on the down. It was the decline. And we gave them a real big, nice send-off. Not a problem. But when you're in your prime and you do it, it's going to take a different turn.
Yeah. 100%, mate. 100%. It's and as you said with the Ebu and like if coming into this summer window in a couple of weeks, literally 2 transfer windows. If a big comes in for Ebu, and if he's got it in his mind that he wants to go next season or whenever he wants to go, he needs to tell the club, lads, I want to go now. I want to get some money for you. But if he used to stay and sign a contract, amazing. But we're one of the most patient fan bases out there in world football. These players know that. So when you take your plaudits and you're getting like we do songs of you, we're very unique football club. We've got songs for every single player. If you can take it where they're celebrating the songs and all that, we love you to bits. But and Trent's just looking at on the VT clips as well. He's clapping certain sections of fan base as well, but it's 50-50 as well. But it's one of them, mate. But yeah, it's been an amazing season, bud. I wish we didn't have these talking points, but it's been the biggest dominating and most important thing. But yeah, disappointing performance. Yeah,
it's a learning curve, and it's a learning curve for players who want to do this to us. I think it's a necessary. I'm just like I keep saying. I'm just glad it's happening after the title's been won. That's a great thing. The only great thing about the situation is that the title's done. It doesn't matter. So we can enjoy the next 2 weeks, and the players are going to go to Dubai. And I really do probably, when I first heard they're going to Dubai, I was like, that's Trent's leaving, dude. I just thought it. And I think it's probably a good time. We should probably leave him there.
Away from the media as well in England.
Leave him there until the last day. Come over on the last day, man. Sit on the bench. Gomez has got your spot on the bench. And he could come on. And if we've got a penalty last minute, Gomez can take it. And that's just a better way of doing things. But I'm just, the more I'm thinking about it, the more, even though it's not what I would do, the more I'm seeing some sort of positive in the way the fans did it, just because of the future. And if, we do have another situation in the squad like Konate, and I know he's an emotional guy, Ebu, and that he loves what he's built here and how he's treated by the fans, I would rather, people see that. And I know Real Talk's saying the media is going to support. I don't really give a shit about the media, to be honest. They're rubbish. The English media is the national media is shit. Absolutely shit. Why are we even giving a shit? about the national media sometimes when they talk about this. They're clueless in these things. They're clueless. They're just going to back, oh, what's the right and what's the wrong. But you're not a Liverpool fan. You don't know how it feels. You don't want to do that. You know, at the end of the day, and also the national media wants to go a certain way. So they'll be backing the player in this. But otherwise, when Trent was playing well and the English manager wasn't playing him, they weren't backing Trent. They were going the English manager way. So they're going to go the way they want to go.
Yeah.
There's a narrative. They want to go a certain way. They want to set one. And he's going to Real Madrid now. So it's an English player going to Real Madrid. We should back him. He's amazing. So it's now he's not going to be a Scouser. He's going to be a Real Madrid player. Now they want to back him. But before they weren't. So it's all, don't talk to me about the national media. I'm sorry. They're going to pick a narrative. Fan media is where it's going to be told as it is. Me and Jack are both saying, good luck to you. Thank you for what you've done. We're not booing, but we're not saying, hey, you shouldn't have a right. I wouldn't have booed.
Very subjective for everyone. Yeah. Individual basis, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. And maybe I can say sitting here watching the match on TV, I wouldn't have done that because I knew it would affect the team. But maybe I wouldn't be thinking that in the stadium because it's very much super. Oh my God! If I'm calm now in the stadium, I'm a raging ball. Like if someone who works with me watches me watch a football match in the stadium, they probably think you're a flipping animal, mate. Who are you? I'm a completely different personality in the football, and I think that maybe when you're at the game, you just become something else, and it's really hard to explain. Some of us do become, angry at every referee decision. Like when I'm typing away in Discord, I'm having to go to a ref every 2 minutes because it's not gone my way. And when I look back, I'm like, that's stupid. That was obvious. It wasn't a Liverpool free kick, or it wasn't it was a foul. But that's what happens in the stadium, and I have to try and be, I have to put myself in both places and judge what I would do in both, and be realistic about it. And actually, maybe in the stadium I would have. I don't know. I would have jumped in with everybody else, but yeah, it's one of those things, Jack. You just won't know until you're in the situation, and especially when it's costing your team something, like in the game. If he's not, I mean, it's a weird one, man. This is you could go either way with this. It's a tough one to discuss.
It's the match going Reds in it, but and Reds in the comments as well. Like people that are paying to watch Trent for like the last 6, 8, 10 years or whatever, and even around the globe, but it's very completely different as well. Different corners of the world, of course, Liverpool's fan base. But I think the obviously the celebration with Trent, what was all that about? And same as Vizier, and then obviously a celebration against Leicester as well a couple of weeks ago, and it's to and fro in really. But the quicker Trent leaves Liverpool, the better for everyone, really, as we can all agree. Because what we should be focused on as well, come what the end of the season, is Conor Bradley links with Frimpong this week as well. We're bringing in a new right back. There's a lot to be positive about. But let's hope. And I know Trent said in his interview a couple of weeks ago saying that he would like to hope to come back. I don't think that will be the case in a couple of years' time anyway. Something might drastically change, but I doubt it, really. After today's game, I think that was a massive, clear message from the match-going Reds, and certainly from a lot of Liverpool fans around the world as well, that we'd like to hope in the future, if Ibu or whoever, and as you said, Gags, before, the club handles it a lot better. None of this notion of letting players go down to a free contract come what the end of the Liverpool contract. If you want to go, sell them with a year left to go, even if it's 5, 10, 15 million, because you got Real Madrid, it was reports this week, wanting Trent a bit earlier. It's like,
Carrot said get 10. I would pay 10 million right now.
Just go and get it. Like we're not going to be getting.
We won't get 10, but let's be honest. But whatever we get, let's get something and get him out. Richard Ashman says disgusted by being, like I said, everyone's going to feel. I actually know. I saw on Twitter actually. Just before the game, I think Aman Singhi, one of the guy who goes to home and away, like Baji does, he was on Twitter saying, whilst they're our own, we shouldn't be booing them. Whilst they wear the red, shouldn't be booing them, and he wasn't going to boo. So that's someone who goes to every single game, spends a lot of money on Liverpool going to home and away, travels from the Midlands to go home and away every game. So if you think about it, there's people out there who go every game who aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
So it is split. It really is split. But again, there's no real right or wrong in this. You're going to feel how you're going to feel and what you're going to do. I think I needed to bring this one up because it's not about race, mate. So you can talk about Barnes and you can see no one is doing this because of Trent's colour. They're doing it because he got stabbed in the back. And it feels like he stabbed him in the back he was saying, I want to be the captain. Even earlier this year, he was saying, I want to be the captain. So it's a clear lie, right? You're clearly lying in an interview to placate fans because it's all a part of this. Let's not make it toxic. Let's win the title. Fine. Get it. Thank you for doing it. But when you come to leave, people are going to look back. It's the digital media age. Everyone is watching everything. They're going to put it together. They're going to blame you for saying something, even though in the long run, it's helped us win a title because that's what they've been trying to do. Let's be honest. They've been trying to win Liverpool a title. Everybody wanted to keep a lid on it, make it as harmonious as possible. And I appreciate that. But when people look back, they're going to pick holes. They're going to say, you stabbed us in the back. It's got nothing to do with race. That's why he's been called a snake. That's why he's been called a rat. Because it's about being, sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky about it. Like there's men and women out there. Like
I just wanted to make it clear that it's not race. That's all.
Yeah. Like I grew up with the the aspirations of maybe one day, but clearly though, I get tired going up the stairs anyway. Certainly want to be in a professional footballer, but there's men and women out there that would have loved to have played for Liverpool. And Trent's done well. He's won Premier Leagues. He's won absolutely everything in Liverpool, but it's that dream of any Scouse lad or woman or even anyone supporting like Harvey Elliott's had the privilege of coming to Liverpool and playing for the club he loves. But of course, we know Trent's aspirations and his challenges going into the next couple of seasons have changed. But as you said there, Bud, when he's given interviews like 4 or 5 years ago, saying and quotes even to Alex Inglethorpe in the early stage of his career, said he want to captain Liverpool, and I think it was one of the interviews he did for Red Bull a couple of years ago, and said he was asked by one of the interviewees, do you see yourself leaving Liverpool? And at the time he said no. So whether it's Jurgen Klopp leaving, something drastically has changed. But I suppose when a big contract gets dangled in front of you, you can massively be swayed in terms of your decision making. Because if it was about winning trophies for Liverpool in terms of, because there's been no, and this is where everyone feels disappointed, and probably a lot of people were booing was Gags and chat. It was Liverpool's never been in such a bigger position as a football club than we have done over the last 10 years to be competing for trophies and titles. We're in such a favourable position in terms of competing at the highest of European football, the Premier League. If Liverpool go back to back, it's what it's a dream of Liverpool player, and especially if you come through spending 20 years of your life through the academy, but it isn't to be.
We've got a couple of chats to go through. I remember the bar that was directed at Manaman in the 90s when he did similar. I don't think it's to do with Trent's background. It just hurts when a local guy chooses to walk away for free. Real Talks back. Trent is the first player of colour to have a major impact, local player of colour to have in his history. Getting a raise is very probably. Who's erasing his history? If you let it get erased, it gets erased. I'm not going to erase. People banter for the social engagement that he never took the corner and it was someone else and it's AI. They remove it. It's fun. They're trying to do it for like the clicks and the likes. But let's be honest, that's never going to get erased. Corner taken quickly. Are you ever going to forget it? No one's ever going to forget it. 10 years time, you'll still watch it back and you'll go, that was amazing. People do it as a joke that, his goals will be erased from games and we actually lost those games instead of winning them. But the fact of the matter is, it can never be erased. Yeah, you can never be gone. Michael Owen might be a rat, might be the biggest traitor in the world for going to Man United. Still won us the FA Cup. Still won us the UEFA Cup. Those things cannot get erased. I was a kid watching those games. I will not forget the last-minute goal against Arsenal in the FA Cup. The 2 goals. I won't. You can do whatever you want. They will not. Yes, he's a blimmin' traitor. He is, but they don't get erased. I still love those moments.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, it's fine. You've got to decide how you want to treat it and not be guided by someone else's thoughts or the majority's thoughts. Yeah. I still think Owen's a traitor, but is he a legend in my eyes for those goals? He will be. It's a real weird thing. It's a weird, but he's a legendary traitor. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? It's the biggest traitor there could be. I still love Macca. I used to watch Real Madrid because Macca went there. Because I was a kid, so I didn't understand it as much. But I started watching Real Madrid because Macca went there. And as a kid, that's what I started doing. And so it was interesting to me to go, oh, I loved him so much, I'm going to follow him there. Do I want Trent to do well at Real Madrid? I don't think so. It's different now.
Yeah.
So as a kid, it was different. Now it's different. So if you let it get erased, it'll get erased. If you don't let it be erased, it won't. So it's down to you how you want to do it. You don't have to be policed by anyone. People are going to comment on your opinions, by the way, and it's okay. As long as you own them, that's how I feel. I'm not going to let anyone else tell me something else. I want to feel how I want to feel. You have every right to feel how you feel. I'm going to feel the way I'm going to feel. So, hey, you can disagree with it, but tough shit. It's not going to change anything. You know, and like me, I'm not trying to change yours. Or, sorry, Jack, me and you probably sit on the same side. But mostly anyone else, I don't expect you to change how you feel. You know, so just it's fine. But if you're talking about things being erased, they can't be.
Yeah, like Everton's Trent's etched his name in Liverpool folklore, mate. And for the next 100, 200 odd years, the highlight reels and all will be about obviously going back in 2024, what he done for Liverpool, because he has contributed. But I think, it's an exciting period we're going into, mate.
It's a good one. Sterling didn't really achieve anything with us.
Yeah.
What history did he have? A second place finish in 13-14, where he played half a season or something, whatever it was. Like
Brendan Rodgers.
Sterling's achieved more at City.
At City, yeah.
That's where he achieved everything. He didn't achieve anything with this. Real talk. I didn't really have a history.
And we got 50 million for Sterling, by the way, as well. 50 million that time was like the 100 million now. Like we got a lot of money.
We called him a snake too, and he wasn't even from Liverpool. And we got 50 million for him. Yeah. And we called him a snake, and we called him a rat, and we booed him every time he played here. So, and you guys are telling me that EB won't be treated that way if he does the same? Absolutely will. Absolutely will. Here we go. We've got a super chat from the Badger Wolf. Thank you so much for the €5.99. Appreciate it. Trent gave us some beautiful moments. That's why it hurts. Thanks for this. It's helping me sort through my conflicting emotions. And the Badger Wolf, you're completely right. He gave us we are going to miss those crosses. Let's not kid us. Let's not kid anyone. Whilst we keep saying he's a bad defender, there was a time when he was really good and he was the best right back in the league. Going back and forward, the last 2 years, very shaky defensively. But going forward, he adds a dimension to us that we're going to really miss. And we're going to try and have to change it. Not a fullback, but somewhere else in the team. And we're going to have to buy that in. And we'll see that next year, how much we miss it or whatever. But we should never diminish what he achieved and how he played for us. It is insane what he did at this club as a right back. The assists he got, the amount of assists. Robbo and him lifted the bar for fullbacks in the Premier League. And I know Robbo's dropped off a big time, but both of them, and Trent a little bit more than Robbo, set the bar of what an amazing creative fullback does. And he is a major part of that legendary Klopp team that, to my grave, I will say, arguably is the best Premier League team in history because of that one season where they won the Champions League and finished 1 point behind City in a 97-point season. Not one club to this date has got near 100 points and got into and won a Champions League. That's the only one. And that's why it's a legendary team. No one's going to say it, but I will. And he's a part of it. So I'm never going to forget that. It's how you want to deal with it. Don't let other fans feel what they want to feel, man. If like the folks that have got all the followers and get all the engagement want to say something and people agree with it, that's all right. But that doesn't have to police your view. That doesn't mean you should change how you view things. Let them say what they want. But you've got to have your own opinion at the end of the day. And it's raw, like Jimmy's saying now in the chat as well. But it'll be fine. Like, it's okay to feel what you want to feel. I'm never going to forget what Trent did for Liverpool Football Club. I'm not going to forget what anyone ever did. Sterling, I might forget because he didn't really do much. Okay, like, let's be honest. And we got 50 million for him. Everyone else, what we did that 15 million was awful. 50 million was awful.
No,
was that Lambert? Yeah.
Lambert, Berini. Oh wow, Balotelli.
My God. I mean, talk about we were shit with confidence that year, man. Like, that was awful. So I think you know, it's going for free is going to hurt everyone at the end of the day. But you know, I'm not gonna. I really appreciate everything he did and everything he's done, and to win everything. You know how I want to put this. I'm not from Liverpool, right? So you are, but I'm not from Liverpool. But when I saw him come through and he scored that first goal in the Champions League for us,
Yeah.
I felt so proud for him. Like, it's so weird. Like, because I love the club so much, I feel like wanting him to do well was intrinsic. Like, it has to be. It was part of me that I wanted a Scouser to do well in the team for the city because that's the good of the city. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
there's an immense pride though, mate. Like for
I
every club.
really, and as he got better and better, and he did, I was so proud of it. Like, I was emotionally attached to how great he was and how good he was. It's very hard for me to hate him now, all of a sudden, after I've been supporting him with that emotion, with that feeling, like real. And I'm not a Scouser, but I fucking wanted him to win everything. I wanted him to succeed with everything that I had. So it's tough for me to just turn and go F off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. I just can't. So, but I can't stop others from doing it. Like, it's fine. That's me. Yeah. I was so invested in him growing. And so he wants to do something somewhere else. See you later. I won't support you over there. But hey, if in the future he wants to come back, I'll probably start supporting him again if he joined again. Yeah, I hope he has a Liverpool clause or something. But yeah, a lot of people don't want that and don't want him to come back.
I'll be here. Come the old Classicos next season, Gags and Chas. Come on, your mouth. Absolutely. That's what I
feel like he's making a mistake. You know,
I think
that's one thing I should say is that you've got every right to make the choice, Trent, and you made it. And you might be doing it for your brother as well to make him some money and yourself some money, but I think it's a mistake. And
I think
you know, as a fan that fucking was proper invested in your growth and wanting you to do well, it does hurt, but I ain't gonna get nasty over it. You know, you go do what you want to do. We'll replace you, and we'll still win the league, and we'll still win Champions Leagues. And I'm sure this squad will go on to do even better things. And he's gonna miss out. You know, he's gonna miss out on a great time. And thank you, Badgerwolf, appreciate it. Sorry, I got a bit emotional there, but I think it's safe to say we love this team and we love the players. And CJ, I want Curtis to do amazing things here. I really do. You know, I just kids from the area, you want them to become amazing.
And Curtis as well. I don't know if you've seen this week. He had to take down one of his social media posts. I think, he said one of the good guys or whatever it was. Anyway, and obviously it was him and
Curtis. Robbo.
Yeah. I don't know if that was accurate or whatnot. I do apologize. I might have been photoshopped or whatever. But if it was the case, then sound. But like Curtis, as he said, he's a local lad. Curtis, he loves.
What's wrong with saying he's one of the good guys?
I don't know.
He's a bad guy, but we've taken it the wrong way. I think Curtis does lack a couple of brain cells at times, right? Not the brightest. So at the end of the day, I don't know. We should let them feel what they want to feel. I think whenever Curtis on the pitch with him, he's hugging him.
Yeah,
doesn't sound like to me that he's sad with him going.
He was pushing him as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's like listen. They're not gonna turn on him. He's given his reasons, and they've all accepted it. They're a good bunch of lads.
Yeah.
You know, we should follow with the players how they behave at the end of the day. I think.
Yeah.
But
ultimate professionals, all of them.
Yeah, but fans. Yeah, to be fair, I can say that, but fans can do what they want.
Yeah, and Chas, I don't know if anyone's listened to Arteta's commentary. Is he waxing lyrical about his team being the best team in Europe again? I don't know.
He truly believes that they are the best team. Like, you know, he's going to come out today and say, we were 2-0 behind. We had all the possession. That tells you how much better we are than Liverpool. We should have won this league. You know, he'll come out with some more bile about how before we concede a goal, we dominate every game with possession. Look at the stats before we concede every goal. On every game, I bet you will be top of the league. It's like he's going to talk some shit nonsense
Get those speakers out again, Arteta. Might work next season.
That's what pisses me off the most about the result, is that we could have destroyed this team in the first half. We haven't even talked about the game because the Trent stuff's taken over. That's sad in its own right. But that second half was toxic as hell. Discord got toxic because I disagreed that we shouldn't boo him, but again, that's my opinion. And I've tried to explain both sides of it really, really well here today, but I don't know if it's making any sense.
No, you've made sense, bud. And that's the thing as well, Reds. Come what the end of a couple of weeks, Reds, I'm telling you, you guys, we'll all know. We'll bring in, if it's a Frimpong or the lad from Monaco as well.
Vanderson.
Yeah, Vanderson. Whoever comes in. Football is a very quick moving industry, as we all know, Reds. Trent going, it'd just be noise in the background, really. No one will be paying attention. And especially Liverpool just winning trophies on the pitch. And it'd just be the fairy tales, or the script is already being probably written for next season. I bet you any money will get Real Madrid in the group stage as well. Whatever it is, whatever happens. But yeah, in the second half, as you alluded to there, Gags, Liverpool only registered one shot on target.
Second half.
In the second half, to 8 total shots. Arsenal 10 total shots to 7 shots on target, which is quite staggering. 3 big chances created for the Gunners.
Yeah. But it shows you that the whole game changed. We were like on the beach already. Like, I know they're going to Dubai tomorrow. So honest on Trent, the good thing about living in Europe is everyone is allowed their own opinion. So Badger Wolf again, since he gave us a one already, we'll put some of his stuff up. Wages wise, he'll be on less for Madrid than the purported contract we offer him, but he'll get the massive signing on fee is what changes it all. It turns out to be a massive amount. So that's how they do it over there. They pay them the massive amount beforehand, like it's as if it's a transfer fee, Badger Wolf, and then the wages come, like the wages on the books are so low, it looks better. So it looks better for the club that they're against their turnover. It's much better if they just pay it off in one go, especially that's why it works for free transfers, should I say. It works better for free transfers because they've made them rich already. So
he's probably getting a nice little villa in Madrid as well, sunny Spain.
No, he'll get a villa, but he'll also get a flat inside the complex. Because their training complex. I don't know if I told you this, but I talk about it a lot. I don't know, with Grizz or something, but every player gets their own condo inside the training complex. So if they're coming back from a late match or whatever, they've got their own flat, like a proper living quarters. Like that's a state of the art facility. I get why you want to experience it, but at least you should have got sold, man. You could have got over 20, 30 million with a year left. It would have been. But I know you want to go play with your mates, Bellingham as well. But I don't know.
I think the window is 1st of June in it, Reds. There's a lot of people. Obviously, there's 2 windows as well, Reds. So maybe there might be a deal to be done there, even if it's a couple of mil. Then sound, get them done, get it over and done with, boxed off. But it's
wow. Apparently, Harinder's saying the atmosphere tanked, but then there was fights. Police had to split fights in the COP.
Oh well,
that's how bad the atmosphere went. So you know what? He should be nowhere near the squad for the next 2 games.
Keep him out the squads. Keep him in the background. If he wants to come on the bus, let him. But yeah, that's disappointing. But it's just passion. Like it's bad. It's
in this chat. Everything we talked about from the start to finish, about whether or not what you feel. It just this is what happens in the stadium. That passion just takes over, and you're gonna end up doing silly things. And if people are fighting over a player, then wow, like you shouldn't be doing that. But also, that's why he should be nowhere near.
Yeah, just take him out of the firing line, really, in terms of like the criticism as well. But let's focus on Bradley. Let's focus on the lads that want to stay here. And we appreciate all of us, every Liverpool fan, whether you dislike what he's done, whether you appreciate what he's done as well, whatever you're thinking. Come at the end of the season, pat him on the back. Thank you for all your work as well, Trent, as well. And we crack on, as we've always have done. Keegan left, Rushy left. The big players have left Liverpool, but yeah, it's a revolving cycle. Players come and go, but the main thing is the club badge, and whatever happens with Trent in Madrid, he should do well in Spain. But Frimpong, if he comes in, I'm excited with that transfer. If he comes in, or Vanderson,
you know what? I kind of hope they buy 2 if they're cheap, because Frimpong could be like a winger. He dribbles like crazy. Like he would be exciting to have. very exciting. To be honest, I'm excited about Bradley next year as well.
Yeah.
Can do better defensively still, but he's young.
Yeah.
But going forward, he seems to have so much energy and makes really good runs. And just playing with the first team more and more, he's just going to get better and better. So I'm still really excited. He's a different style to Trent totally. Trent doesn't used to bomb on over Mo, but this guy Bradley's doing it. Like today, first half, it was insane how much he was getting space in there. So we were cutting him up. Pratham says, "Big up Jackson Gags. The only thing I want, Jack and Gags. The only thing I want from 2 remaining games is 2 assists from Mo. Me too. Me too. We should focus on like Brighton. Normally, Mo does well there." And today, had Diaz just scored that blimming goal in the first half, it would have been a different game. I reckon Mo would have got a few assists. To be honest, I think the UP lads have been saying it, Under Pressure lads on AI, the podcast that we do, if you're new to it. Mo has created so many big chances and so many have been missed this year. That's why Jota and Darwin need to go this summer and 2 new strikers need to come in because we need someone to put these away, you know?
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I'll have a look as well. It'd be interesting to chat anyone knows out there in terms of the assist. Like the amount of chances Salah's created.
Oh, yeah, he's done loads of those.
I reckon he's probably had about 10, 15 of them, hasn't he? Like,
it's called a hockey assist. He's done loads.
Yeah, it's but he even like the Doms, obviously good assist as well. But he's such a special player. He'll get there, chat. And let's hope he just has an absolute madness in one of the last 2 games. Where
Palace is all about getting Mo's assists.
Yeah.
Somehow. Literally the 90 minutes, get the ball to Mo and telling the Palace players, hey, boys, look, you got an FA Cup final coming. Wait up, is the Cup final before? Can we check?
Yeah, it's of course. Look, in terms of
because if they're resting players, then it's a good chance that he gets it, man.
Oh, look, Palace.
Or is the league?
I'm checking.
Palace, where are you? The Palace won today.
Yeah, away from Tottenham, man. It's shit!
It's 17th. They might be on the piss up if they win it by then. To be honest,
yeah, they'll still be celebrating the FA Cup.
I hope they do next weekend. No wonder there's no game next Saturday. I was looking at the fixtures and there's like 2 on Friday. There's like 6 on Saturday and then there's 2 on Tuesday. I was like, there's Monday and then there's Tuesday. So I was like, hold on. What's going on here? And it's because the cup final is earlier this year, so it's on. It's earlier than the last game of the season, 17th. So it's on Saturday. Yeah. Therefore, we've got football on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wow, that is a good way to end the season. That's a good way to end the season. And then then that week is also the when's the Europa League final?
Let's have a little look in terms of the table.
Because that's going to be El Clownico, apparently.
60. To celebrate Liverpool's season, we've seen a season where United have come 16th and 17th as well, Reds.
Wednesday the 21st. That's before the last game of the season.
There we go. So, both of them are so bad. El Clownico,
that's funny. You know what will be the best thing that could happen?
Yeah.
In fact, there's 2 things we want, Liverpool fans. We want Mo to get 2 assists, and we want Spurs to edge United somehow last minute. United, like how United did to Bayern in their 1999 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. We need Heung-min Son to score 2 goals in the last 2 minutes to win them the Europa League, because at that point it's the best season that could happen, because all these Arsenal fans will be crying because Spurs won a trophy and Arteta couldn't. And Spurs will be in the same Champions League as Arsenal. So that's what we want now. I mean, in an ideal world, we don't want Spurs winning anything, but it'll piss off Man United and it'll piss off Arsenal in one go. That is like, Spurs, you got one job. Don't do a Spurs. Don't Spurs it.
Ange, that's what he does, mate. Wins trophies in the second season.
Well. We got to want him to win this one.
Yeah. And Ange Postecoglou, 95th minute winning on the edge of the box, going son. There we go.
Oh man.
There we go. But, yeah, 100%.
Someone goes, there's an Arsenal fan in here, right? And he goes, we don't care for us. Stick to cricket. Why don't you stick to losing? to getting out of the Champions League and coming. Did you see the always the bridesmaid, never the bride?
Oh, what a banner that was! Yeah.
Arteta, the best team in Europe. Yeah, get out of here, best team in Europe. Rubbish, flipping flop of Arsenal's. Now,
come on, Tottenham this season. Win that Europa League. Come on. But yeah.
and guess what? The Arsenal fan just
there you go. In a bit, lad.
Boom.
Yeah. Desperate for his attention. Enjoy your second. Well, the celebrating third. Wherever they're finishing, third or fourth this season. Third in a 2-horse race season.
Let me tell you, if what is it now? They're 68, and where's Newcastle 66? They play Newcastle next. Newcastle have won more games than them this season, by the way, which is a shame for them. But if Newcastle go to the Emirates and win, they will be above them.
Wow. It's a history of Arsenal.
Best trophyless team in Europe. And the guy can't comment now. So, hey, you're watching this. Any anti-Arsenal comments I am going to put on air. So if you want to get anti-Arsenal comments in the chat, they will all make it. Every single one. Just to annoy that one Arsenal fan who's been watching. If you want to get petty, son, we can get petty and we can really rile you up. So, any anti-Arsenal stuff, put it in there and we'll get it on.
Thank you for the views. It helps boost the algorithm as well. Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Arsenal and Newcastle have also beaten them 3 times this season. Yeah. Newcastle finishing second would be nice. You know, we lost to them in the Carabao, so them finishing second would be appropriate.
Yeah,
there you go.
Be good.
Keep coming with the anti-Arsenal stuff. We love it. We hate Arteta. He's a bit of a knobhead, to be honest. But yeah.
Luis Enrique laughed at him. Like, it's the most bizarre post-match I've seen in a very long time, I think, for all of us. Luis Enrique just laughed, even when the name of Arteta got read out. He just laughed at just the name of Arteta because he knew exactly what was coming from Arteta's press conference. But just appreciate the quality that you've been beaten by Arteta and just hold your hands up. He very begrudgingly really said it this week. He was like, yeah. But yeah. Also, have I missed something in terms of the Forest? Did Nuno Espirito Santo get told off by their owner?
I didn't see it, but apparently it wasn't very good.
No, he's getting them top 5 nearly, but
he's 7th, mate. So
it was in their hands today, I suppose.
They've lost 10 games. They've lost like the run. This is what harmony. You know, they're not very harmonious in there. They've not won for a while. I think they've drawn the last 2, and before that, they lost. Oh my God! They've won 1 out of the last 7? Jesus,
that's mad.
Yeah, but that's including the FA Cup. So 1 out of the last 6,
especially against your arch rivals today as well. Could you imagine?
I know. That's gonna hit. So at the end, Forest bottling 5th. To be honest, Forest aren't bottling anything. They were overachieving by a country mile. What was the shame was that we didn't beat them. We should have beat them at City, wherever it is, the City ground. They hang on like crazy. We should have battered them. They didn't deserve, and they shouldn't have beaten us at home either. They got a worldie, and that was it. And people saying that they deserved it were just shit pundits. Again, don't watch the game properly. Jan saying form's everything this time. I agreed. Form is everything, unless you've won the championship. The title, Premier League. Who cares? I think we're done. 58 minutes in. We've spoke Trent most of it. We should say Gakpo and Diaz on the score sheet again. Doing well this season. That's why they could stay for sure.
Yeah, I think Diaz made a surprising me, quite probably similar with you, but I think coming into this season, Diaz, especially playing in that striker role, it's not his more favourable position. As we know, he's really good down that left-hand flank. But I think even the period of a little bit of inconsistent form from Salah back end of the season, which is deserved, because he's allowed to have a couple of matches off considering the amount of goals he's doing. But yeah, I think obviously the reports like the week or so that Diaz might be getting a new deal, and I wouldn't be against it really, considering how good he has been. I think in terms of goal contributions, it's Salah, Diaz, and Gakpo. Those 3 lads have done really well up front for Liverpool. But yeah, it's going to be intriguing, and I think even Dominic Szoboszlai again, and there's so many great stories being told already this season, mate. I know we've spoken about Trent, but don't let that take away Reds in terms of the fairy tale stories this season. Gakpo's going to get better, I feel, next season. Diaz, yeah.
So we're talking about next season FC. Netflix.
Yeah, there we go. Should be a great season on Amazon or whatever. Should be good.
Sorry, mate. I promised the viewers that any anti-Arsenal's getting on there, so it's happening. Jan said they bottle jobs, and Aristo said Netflix. So yeah, any more? Before we go, we will keep putting them on there, folks. We are, yeah. Anyway,
we will be.
Unfortunately, we didn't talk about the game too much, but I think we're done for the day.
Yeah. Big dominating story, and which will be intriguing to see all the forms of content that we will consume. But nice one, Ed, for tuning in. A nice one, as always, Gags, for having me on. And yeah, it's been good to speak to you and spend to chat as well, to speak about the trends, of course. But we crack on, get these 2 games done and dusted, winners the league, celebrate in a couple of weeks' time as well with the parade, and we crack on and we get working on next season, because it's going to be another big season for the Reds next season as well.
Yeah, I think everybody, this was good for me to talk about as well. I think it was good for me to get my views across, and I know we've gone round the circle a few times in this one show itself, but yeah, it's good to show why I feel so strongly about him and care about what's happened. But then I think everybody probably feels very similar, but when you feel like you've been let down, you're going to turn real quick. I'm not going to allow myself to do that, because I don't want to be part of that world where it gets toxic. I want it to be different, so I don't want to be different. There's too much negativity. There's too many horrible things happening in the world. So I don't want to be a part of any of them. You know what I mean? I'd rather just let people be, and hey, we'll do better without you. We will, because it's Liverpool Football Club, and it always does better, and it always gets better. And let me tell you something, 40 years in supporting this is the best month I have had. The best 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks today that we won the title, 14 days in. I am absolutely still on cloud 9. We could lose to Chelsea and draw to Arsenal. Doesn't change a damn thing. I am going to be unbearable for 2 more weeks at least, until we pick that trophy up and then settle down for the summer. But for 2 more weeks, folks on Instagram, folks on Twitter, whatever, I am going to be unbearable.
I can't wait to see us pick that trophy up, Gags. It's going to be beautiful.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Honestly, can't wait. I was thinking about, I'll talk about this actually off air. So we'll talk about that I want to do some things. But anyway, thanks to everybody for your views. And, there was obviously 1 super chat. We appreciate that. Really appreciate it. More super chats, we would appreciate even more supporting us in the channel. Everyone's working very hard. I don't know what we're on now. Are we past 10,000 now? We're 10,000 what?
We're close to 10.5 nearly.
Wow, that's flying. That's flying. We only got 10,000 last week. I was only showing off that last week. So now we're at 10.5. We're going great guns. We appreciate all of you that have joined in. Those of you watching on Twitter, come on over to YouTube, click the subscribe button, like as well, get us going. We would really appreciate it. It's only a 6-month-old. I mean, the channel's pretty old, but we've only actually started in real, with gusto in November. So to get to 10,000 since November is amazing. It's the hard work of Jack, Dave, Davis, Greg, and Eddie, obviously behind the scenes doing mass work, all the editing that everybody does to put this in. And to be honest, I'm just over the moon at how well this channel's going. So we also have all of the podcasts, and without obviously them giving us that edge in, but it's really interesting that a lot of the people that listen on the pods, because some of these get released as pods as well, they don't actually come and watch. They're happy with their podcasting and they're just listening over there. So this is a whole new 10,000 people that have access to. So hey, we also have a whole load of podcasts that don't make it to YouTube. If you're interested in listening, honestly, some of the best stuff we do is on an audio only. So get on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com, and if you want to subscribe, it's a cup of coffee only. A month. There must be, I don't know, there must be like 30, 40, 50 podcasts a month. There must be more than that even. It's insane how much content we are pumping out right now as a whole overall brand, Anfield Index. There's probably nothing like it. So go and have a look. And yeah, we would love the support there too. If to be honest, we're on Twitter, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. If you do listen on Spotify for free, the shows are cut. So all of the pro shows, what we do is on Spotify, they're on there for 15, 20 minutes. So you can give us a go on Spotify, have a listen. Easiest way to find us, but they'll get cut at 30 minutes, and then the rest of the show is behind the paywall. So we do that so folks can have a listen and try us out. So yeah, give us a go, and if you like what you hear, you'll just jump over. But you'll probably hear some of these podcasts on Spotify as well. But yeah, thank you again, Jack, for everything you're doing, and thanks to everyone who's viewed, listened, and subscribed and liked and commented. Whilst we do these, we really appreciate everybody's support. We are champions of England. We will be signing a lot of players, I feel, this summer. So if you think that this is the only excitement that's going to happen, I actually think once the title celebration's done, we're going to start celebrating a little bit more and get very, very excited for August. So we'll be right here with you throughout the summer doing shows, and I'll definitely be doing the chat G&G. We'll probably do a bit with Jack as well to cover some, instead of these like signings that happen and stuff, we'll try and jump on when we can as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be around to do stuff. So yeah, before we go, we should definitely just do the last one. Are they going to sack Lego Head? No, just calling him Lego Head was nice.
Dominic Szoboszlai put an Instagram. I don't know if you've seen that. He put it for some bizarre reason. It had Lego in his Instagram story.
Oh,
I don't know. Like this, I don't know. Nice one.
The problem is, right, when what's his name, Haaland told him to stay humble, he was so right. I don't think anyone's ever got it so right. Like the stay humble thing earlier in the season, and they went back and then they beat them so badly, but then they were saying stay humble to him. But really saying you're the best team in Europe.
Back it up.
Like in the league, you might not even be the second best team in the league coming the end of the season. Saying you're the best team in Europe is some real lack of humble. That is humility. There's no humility there at all. So sorry, mate. I think we should be throwing that stay humble thing at them boys, and we all got to pray that they don't win the title for a long, long time. They're a terrible, terrible bunch of lads, really. Yeah. Apart from Sudge, who's a very nice guy who always sends in super chats and supports AI, the best Arsenal fan in the world.
They've got a long way to win in the league, I think. But
yeah,
it'll be interesting next season. We'll be back again. We will be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Slot's going to be great for us. So I'm not worried about a single thing. I think it's going to be a real title race next year. It'll be we won. This, and we'll talk about it maybe next time. But this is what we all dreamed of: winning a title with a month to spare, no stress in the last 4 games. How stressed have we usually been in those title races, Reds, where neck and neck? Those 3 times where we're neck and neck, or was it 2 or 3 times where we're neck and neck and we've always come second? It's painful, man.
Yeah,
it's soul destroying. It's agonizing. And like we always said, a dream. And like COVID, we did it, but it was great, but it doesn't feel like this. This feels so fresh. This feels so real. This feels, you can't compare what it feels. And I guess it won't be able to compare it on the last day of the season either. But let me tell you, this is the best way to win a title. And there was some sadistic folks in the chat saying, I'd love to win it last day.
No, thank you.
I want to win it with a month to go every year. I don't care if it becomes a farmers league. I don't give a flying F what people say. I want to win this title with games to spare every season. And I want to throw it in other fans' faces for a month every season. They can come into the chat and they can talk about loser pool and they can do the comments. But at the end of the day, there's only one winner in the Premier League.
We are massive. I'm dreaming, and I know you are, Buds, and others. We're all dreaming of a double, maybe the next 5 years. And if we can do that, and I mean the proper double, the Premier League and Champions League, that will be special. And I think,
to be honest, even if we won, I don't mind winning them separately either, because they bring with their. I mean, winning them both is amazing, and it should be something we try to achieve. It becomes one of the greatest feats, because this club's not in this era, but they did it in the old eras. But winning either one of those 2 trophies makes it a legendary season, bro. It makes it. I remember 2019, and that is like this season. when we won it in Madrid, you just don't come off that high. You just don't. The only shame of that summer was we didn't strengthen.
Yeah, and we need to.
But then we went and smashed the league. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We went and smashed the league the next year and it was amazing. But it was amazing.
Yeah.
What we want from this summer is now an improvement. Now, I don't think we'll have a bigger squad, but I think we will sell players and we'll replace them, and there'll be players that will actually play, whereas we don't play them now. So yeah, he'll have a stronger squad. So maybe going that much further in other competitions will be possible, because all 23, 24, whatever it is, 22 will be able to play and rotate. Whereas this year it's been 14, 15 that have been playing, and that you're going to get tired and you're going to hurt your team. And that's what happened with Arteta's team. It was a 14, 15 that have been playing for 3 years now in a row. Let's be honest, when you do that, you're going to hurt your players and they're going to get injured. So we need to make sure that we can look after these players next year and they have enough depth so that they can come in and out and we don't break them, because that's what will happen.
Yeah. Lewis Skelly and even Saka already. That's where Arsenal, for some bizarre reason, we mentioned Arteta, like the back end of the show as well. Like he's not learned. Like he's not. He's been there 5-6 years, whatever it's been. He spent close to nearly $1 billion. Nearly, give it another couple of transfers. He's 700-800 million spent, and he's still heavily reliant on those individual players, as you said there, Gags. Spot on. Liverpool will rotate next season much better than we have this season, and that's how you get deeper into the Champions League as well. So it'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have gone over. We didn't expect that post-match. I thought it was going to be a quick one, but yeah, we got a bit emotional. We talked a bit. It was a good chat. Thank you so much, Jack. Always great to get all the comments as well. We are trying to push super chats more. Sorry, but we will get some on. We will try and get more comments on, but yeah, we would appreciate your super chats as well. Grizz is teaching me how to use YouTube properly, so you can blame Grizz if you don't like the new way. But
super
chat, right for business.
It goes a long way in supporting Everton. Everyone does 100%. So
yeah, we you think it's for free, but we have to pay people. We have to, there's a whole lot of people behind the scenes. This is that do this for a living, and they bring in new content so you can watch it. So yeah, they need to be looked after as well, at the end of the day. So that's what it's all about. But anyway, we're doing great. Liverpool are doing great. Everyone can be a bit sad about what's going on with Trent and that, but don't let it affect you too much. You won the league title, Reds. You're all champions of England, and you're a Premier League champion. You should blimmin' enjoy it absolutely to the last moment. Enjoy it all the way up to August, and I guess we'll be champions next year as well until someone wins it. But still, enjoy it all the way, man, and don't let anything get you down. These things happen in football. Shouldn't definitely change or ruin your moods, and you should definitely not be fighting in the cop over it. Maybe someone's had a couple of drinks. Don't condone it, but we should never go that far. So don't let it ruin your enjoyment of what has been an absolutely amazing season from Slot and the men, including Trent as well. They've all contributed to winning a league title. Let's respect that at least. And we can have the negativity on the outside, and we can sing the Gerrard songs and the Bradley songs to get at him instead of making it toxic for all the rest of the squad. Because you have an effect on the other players too. And if you support your club, you want your club to win. You want those players on there to feel like they're supported, and they're going to be tied to Trent right now. So probably it'll be in everyone's best interest that Trent's nowhere near the squad for the next 2 games, and maybe only comes on once we won the title. So it's a party atmosphere. So yeah, totally understand, but maybe Slot got it wrong as well, and shouldn't have done it. So it's a mistake. He's going to learn from it. But yeah, I'll stop going on. Have a great week, rest of your weekend. The weather's supposed to be great this week. So enjoy the weather. Get your Liverpool shirts on. I'm wearing one every day from the day we won the title. I'm wearing one all the way to the day of the 25th, and I've got enough for them to be a different shirt every day. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It'll be 4 weeks in a row that I would have done that. So. I'm on calls at work with a new shirt on, well, not a new, but an old shirt on every day, and the Man United fans are hating it. They get the shirts out. I'm like, why are you wearing that shirt? You're rubbish.
On the Europa League final as well, though, guys. Don't forget your Tottenham shirt, maybe, just for that 24 hours.
That's something someone told me in the gym today. And by the way, I met someone, an Anfield Index subscriber and Discord member, Sean Godu. He turned up at the gym. It was hilarious. He's like, "Are you guys from Anfield Index?" I was like, "Bloody hell!" He goes, "Oh, I'm in Discord." I was like, and he said, "Sean." I said, "Sean Godu." He goes, I knew him straight away. But yeah, we were just saying. I was just saying to him, and I was saying to someone when I was swimming after swimming today, another red at the pool. I was like, there is absolutely no chance you could get me wearing any other shirt.
Oh yeah, no chance. Yeah.
No chance ever. I just won't even. I won't even do a bet on it. I just wouldn't be caught wearing another shirt. My dad tried that when I was 9. It was semi-final day, and he was a United fan at the time.
Yeah.
He supports Liverpool now because his son runs, or at least founded Anfield Index. Not runs it. That's great. Eddie and Greg nowadays. But founded Anfield Index, so he now supports Liverpool because it's in his interest and mine. And he bought home. He thought I liked the red team, so he bought home a red sharp Man United kit because it was the semi-final weekend, and they were playing Oldham and we were playing Palace. And he bought the grey Liverpool kit, and it was my first kit, right? So I was 9 or 10, can't remember, but 10, I think. And he basically thought I'd pick the United kit, but I did pick it, but I literally threw it in the bin. I got smacked that day. He was like, "You didn't need to do that. You could have picked the grey one and just give that. I'm going to give it back." I was like, "There's no need for you to behave that way." But I was like, "Hey, I'm Liverpool through and through." At 10 years old, 9 years old at the time. So that was my first interaction of choosing. And he was like, "Shit, couldn't convert him." So he got converted in the end, which is beautiful if you think about it.
Yeah.
I made the club an intrinsic part of my life and day to day, and he had to. So love it. But yeah, there you go. Another Gags origin story for you before we go. Right. Have a great hot week, and don't let things get you down. Enjoy being Premier League champion, Reds. Up the effing Reds.
See you later.